The Everything Sequel podcast is brought to you by the Vegas Beer Guys and Brew Bar.
The Everything Sequel podcast contains explicit language, and I will not go to my room. Hello and welcome to the Everything Sequel podcast. This is the 1993 singles edition. We're pitching sequels. My name is Michael Shantz of the How Dare You Awards. Joining me, pitchmaster himself, Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions. Hello, Tom.
I left my heart in my other pants. We didn't give Charlie Sheen enough attention when we did Hot Shots Part 2, I think.
I think we tried to make up for it at some point. We probably said we're not...
Yeah.
I think we might have actually said we're not giving him enough credit for the work he does in this movie.
Because it's seamless.
Which is... because what he does physically with his body.
Yeah.
And...
It's actually, yeah. It's a performance that... It because it is so seamlessly integrated into the movie it's in, you almost don't notice how good it is.
Right. It feels like there was no work done at all.
It's effortless, yeah. That's what
because it's so effortless.
Completely so effortless, and I suppose it's only the contrast between then and now that surprises you about that, right? Because he wouldn't be able to do a performance like that now.
Well, we'll see.
He would never be able to blend into a movie the way he does in Hot Shots Part 2.
No.
With the man he is now.
We'll see.
Okay. I'd love to see another great Charlie Sheen movie. I don't think it's on the cards.
I can't agree. I can't disagree with you.
Unless I
happen to write.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, yeah, we can do that in our imaginary, cinema history. Yeah, for sure.
So of course we're here to pitch a sequel, Tom.
Yeah, certainly.
And it's always interesting when we do the single sequels from a year, because you get to pick a series. Which is the opposite, we're always stuck on a series, and what I love about the single sequels is you get to pick.
Oh, so you think it's easier?
I don't know that it's easier.
Okay.
But I like that you have, in this instance, I suppose you could go back and do another stakeout, another stakeout, but
I don't.
I assume
I don't think that was ever a possibility. Was it really?
But given that choice beforehand, I think I combined another 48 hours and another stakeout.
I know I did.
Is that what you did?
That's what I did. Yeah.
I just had I went 48 hours. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I wanted nothing to do with stakeout.
Co-credit on that.
Thieving
actually
piece
do
of shit.
Actually, if you're gonna try and steal my intellectual property, steal that. Take it, it's yours.
I relinquish it.
I relinquish it unto you to do with what you will.
Oh, that's great.
Just buy me a meal in a nice restaurant. Mendy. Preferably the Swordfish at Mendy's.
So yeah, I just like having the options.
Okay, fair enough. I find it a little more daunting.
Yeah.
Just because there's that extra layer of difficulty of you're not working within the frame of a series. Like I find that to be a little bit of a hindrance, because you're creating other one-off sequels to one-off sequels.
Right.
Which to me, it just compounds the difficulty of coming up with ideas for these movies.
So did you struggle with that?
I initially did, and then I thought I embraced the format and decided I would experiment a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've done 3.
Well, because I also think there are different opportunities in different genres.
Right.
Or the genres that
mm-hmm.
that some of these movies are perhaps making fun of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I've done three mini pitches.
Oh.
And I also have a, which I believe is a first. I have a reboot pitch.
Oh, wow.
So,
look at you, overachiever.
No, that's underachieving, but making it look like I'm overachieving.
I mean, just 2 days ago.
Basically, I've
a couple
taken
days
our
ago.
brief.
I think you had no ideas. You seem to intimate to me, I don't know what the hell to do.
Well, yeah, but then you think outside of the box, and I'm still expecting you to carry me for this episode. That's not...
Now, is your reboot a full pitch?
No,
that's a mini pitch as
well. It's more of a cast. It's more like a reboot cast, shall we say?
Okay.
I thought through who the cast would be in the reboot. I don't know what the reboot itself would be.
You have no story.
Not for the reboot, no.
Okay.
But again, I'm hoping that the names that I'm throwing at you will just wow you to the point that you'll forget that there was even supposed to be a story pitch in there.
It's like I'm formulating a new game in my mind, Pick the reboot. Like
recast the sequel. Hello and welcome to.
If I was going to pick from
to our recast the sequel minisode.
If I was going to pick your reboot from the 3 movies, where should I go? Would you reboot?
Not that I'm saying that it needs rebooting. It's simply because I could see certain actors doing it as well.
Are you thinking a reboot for Hot Shots?
No.
Damn. I should have gone with my first instinct.
Which was?
Weekend at Bernie's.
Is the correct answer.
All right.
You should have. You know me better than you think you do.
I know. See, I thought maybe it would... Right at the end there, when you said... I thought of maybe...
Don't say it.
Perfect actors that you thought could handle the parody of Hot Shots. But before that, I was
I don't think
laser focused on Weekend at Bernie's.
Circling back to the Charlie Sheen conversation, I don't think there is. I think that generation of actor is right where they need to be.
Yeah.
I think that's how you end up with Scary Movie and that kind of stuff, is when you try and apply that particular kind of movie from a particular era to modern day comedians. It just doesn't work. Also, Carry On Columbus, for those in the know, is a I won't explain that, but you know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about.
All right, fine. We'll leave it there.
I can't. I've been clunking up these episodes. I cannot get into a Carry On Columbus episode.
All right. So, I mean, normally we give some play to whether or not this was easy or hard.
Hard.
You've kind of spoken to that.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this, though? I mean, do you want to pitch one or two and then have me go, and then you have your reboot, or what do you want to do?
I don't mind.
Or maybe you should start with the reboot, since that's just a cast.
That's a good idea. Okay. Weekend at Bernie's / Weekend at Bernie's 2. Let's Rob Zombie it and reboot both of them.
Nice.
Bernie. This is inspired, even if I do say so myself. Mark Maron as Bernie.
You just knocked my socks off.
I realize now that I've blown the surprise on.
Yeah, you shouldn't have led.
Well, no, I've already said that, that Charles and Moby are Key and Peele.
Okay.
So that's already set.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then here, I don't know if this might be better than Mark Maron, actually. This might be better.
All right.
Richard and Larry. Oh, which one's... So who's who? I forget who's who.
Richard's Jonathan Silverman.
Okay. Okay, then working Richard to Larry.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman.
Yes.
And Will Arnett.
Yes. 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 If you walked into my office, fucking green light. That is green lit. That fucking movie.
Now you're talking about walking into your office. I realize I have breaking news.
What's that?
In that it's news from 1995, but it's breaking news to us. So this is a follow up for our Mannequin crossover episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember when we talked about Mannequin 2, I went off on a tangent saying that I think this movie was involved in an embezzlement scam.
Yes. Oh,
and I
remember.
offered no supporting evidence. And we spend the rest of the episode speculating on how this is the perfect explanation for how this movie was made.
Yes.
Right. And I've done some research, and what I have found is... Okay, short answer.
Hang on, I want to get my blanket and my...
Yeah.
my
Gather round, for I have news. Short answer is yes and no. Okay?
All right.
So the producer of Mannequin or Mannequin 2, On the Move, is David Bagelman. Now,
no, it's not. You made that up.
No, not Bagel. Well, David Bagelman. I'm on Wikipedia. This is under life and career. It says Bagelman was born to a Jewish family in New York City. His father was a Manhattan tailor. He comes from
Jesus
the stereotype.
Christ.
He comes from the
I'm
stereotype.
drowning in stereotypes over here.
He comes from the stereotype district of New York. Anyway, David Bagelman. It's Bagel B-E-G, so it's slightly less racist. He has a slightly less racist name.
If you say so.
And in the 1970s, he was involved in a studio embezzlement scandal at Columbia Pictures, where he embezzled hundreds of thousands of dollars in forged checks from the studio.
Wow.
He was exposed, but the studio decided they didn't want the bad press, so they buried it, fired him quietly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he was able to continue his career into the 80s and 90s as a producer. He founded Gladden Entertainment.
Good old Gladden. This is unbelievable, by the way.
So
he started as a Frank Abagnale, or what was that character that Leonardo DiCaprio played in Catch Me If You Can? Abagnale?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, don't quiz me about bad Spielberg movies. I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna know.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good title sequence.
It is. It's a great title sequence.
The rest of the movie leaves a lot to be desired. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about here. So that's factually what we know. He definitely embezzled all that money from Columbia Pictures. That is verified information. Got away with it.
Wow.
Founded Gladden Entertainment. Now, one of the movies they produced was The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
Yes.
And the producers of Buckaroo Banzai claim that that he was still doing it with that movie. Through inflated production budgets, he was embezzling money.
Wow.
So it's not a So what year is Buckaroo Banzai? You probably know offhand.
I want to say 89, but
84.
Oh shit, I'm way off.
So it's because specifically you talked about how the budget for Mannequin on the Move was $7 million higher than the original.
Yeah.
And I made the offhand joke that, well, yeah, but all that $7 million was embezzled. If you believe, if you believe that he was still doing it in 1984,
because I think the first movie
it's
had
plausible.
a budget. Yeah, I think the first movie had a budget of $4 million, so you could say at least $3 million.
Right.
Probably went to him.
And also, we're talking Weekend at Bernie's. He also produced Weekend at Bernie's.
What?
Not Weekend at Bernie's 2, but Weekend at Bernie's, yeah.
Oh my God.
Mannequin, Mannequin, Weekend at Bernie's, The Fabulous Baker Boys, Short Time, Mannequin on the Move.
Wow.
Short Time and Mannequin bankrupted Gladden, and he went into a downward spiral and committed suicide in 1995.
Oh, Jesus.
Shot himself in the head in a hotel room.
That's as depressing as most of Weekend at Bernie's too.
I was gonna say, with a spear he put a spear through his own head.
God damn it!
I know. So I was right. I was wrong, but I was right. Basically,
right.
I'm conceptually right. Maybe not this particular movie.
Maybe literally right.
Maybe not. But he was doing this shit up until the mid-'80s for sure. And the only other piece of information I want to add to this as it relates to Mannequin is that earlier on in his career, he managed Judy Garland. And
what?
He managed Judy Garland, and Judy Garland was paid... she wasn't paid because you couldn't pay, but she was given a gift for her multiple appearances on the Jack Paar program.
Mm-hmm.
That she never found out about because
he took them.
He took possession of this gift. Do you want to know what this gift was? It applies to Mannequin specifically. It's the only reason I'm mentioning it.
Is it a Cadillac?
Yes,
pink Cadillac?
It's a Cadillac. So that suspicion we had that he was laying a trail of breadcrumbs for the embezzlement that he was doing.
Wow.
Is clearly true. Also, he produced Weekend at Bernie's, which is a movie about embezzlement.
He used his knowledge.
Right? I mean, it's no accident. It's no accident that there's so much embezzlement in his movies.
You and I need to write a movie about this fucking guy.
I tell you.
That's the pitch.
Well, I can. There's several books have been written about it. Indecent Exposure. In 1982, that was when the story hit the public eye. There's been some Time magazine articles as well.
It's an unfortunate title.
Indecent Exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a known story, but maybe what we don't. Maybe we need to audit Mannequin 2 on the Move and see where that $7 million went.
Yeah.
Because probably straight into his pocket.
Excellent detective work, sir. I love this.
Necessary detective work. That's pretty much what I did. Was pretty much slander. Right? I'm just covering myself legally.
Well, he's dead. Fucking, what a monster I am.
Wow. I think this man might beat you in the monster stakes.
Yeah, I don't
making a dark joke about his death versus embezzling hundreds of thousands throughout your career and getting away with it. Anyway.
That's
well, so
great.
Let's hear your pitch because I've been talking for a while.
All right. Well, it should come as no surprise with my hints. Earlier in the episode, I am pitching a sequel to the Hot Shots franchise.
All right. Lay it on me.
It is called Hot Shots 3 Bien. Don't you meet me with silence?
Is that a pun on très bien?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is French for very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's two follow-up questions I needed.
I'm saying you shouldn't have needed follow-up questions. It's plainly obvious. What's the matter with you?
I don't know. I think I'm brighter than most movie executives, and I had 2 follow-up questions.
God damn it.
It sounds like rabies.
I was expecting raucous Tom Stewart laughter.
The slow golf clap.
Fuck you.
Conal Cochran. Maybe it'll grow on me.
What I like about this idea is we're going to trade on how Charlie Sheen is right now in his life.
Oh, no wonder you had so much of an issue with what I said up front.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's hear it.
So Topper Harley needs to come out of a deep retirement to work with French Special Forces Master Pierre Muslet, played by The Rock.
Okay.
To retrieve the Statue of Liberty Jr.
Must lay as in I must get laid?
No, I guess in muscles. Muslet.
Oh.
Or Mousselet, I should say, probably.
But also, like, he's a must lay.
So it's just the word muscle with the little, you got the,
okay.
The little accent mark.
Got it.
All right. They are going to have to work together to retrieve Statue of Liberty Jr., which has been stolen from France.
Okay.
By the way, I wrote this before a war started.
Jesus Christ. There could not be more problems with this, could there, really? No. You're not going to add Putin in, are you?
I am.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, you know, the Hot Shots Part 2, Saddam Hussein, that was pretty raw.
I wrote this weeks ago, before the war started.
And there were no hints of it happening.
Well,
it's not like Russia has been targeting Ukraine
it's
for
not
fucking
like they've been
decades.
building up on the border for weeks and months.
Arguably you could have predicted that as soon as they invaded Crimea, but okay.
You're right.
No, he's the perfect villain, perfect Hot Shots villain.
Yeah, he's gonna be the villain. Come on, who wouldn't want to see that? So,
played by Clint Howard.
That's perfect casting.
I tell you, my casting is inspired. I don't know what has happened,
sir.
I'm on a roll.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to be kind of trading off the Taken series.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So instead of stealing humans, they're stealing artifacts, and you know, you're going to have that scene at the end of Taken where the young woman is just in a dark room with like a spotlight, except it'll be Statue of Liberty Jr., that little monkey thing from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay, yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. With the bag of sand next to it, by the way.
Crystal Skull.
Comes with the bag of sand. Yeah, you could go Crystal Skull. What else? I thought of Gwyneth Paltrow's head in a box from Seven.
Rosebud.
An actual velociraptor.
You got to do Rosebud if it's Hot Shots, because they love their classic Hollywood.
Absolutely, references. Rosebud is perfect. Marauders rap, a little jar of tiger blood, maybe.
Walt Disney's head.
Yeah, exactly.
Played. No, I was going to say played by, but I didn't have anyone in mind, so I thought the Rollens.
Well, it'd have to be played by Tom Hanks, right? He's already done it once.
Yeah. Henry Winkler. I was trying to think about who it would annoy, who would most annoy Tom Hanks if they got the role. Henry Winkler. Great.
Meanwhile, hang on. What's her character's name? Ramada?
Ramada, yeah.
So Ramada and Topper, after 20 years of marriage, have been divorced. And
so you have them both staying together and breaking up. I like it.
Yeah. And you're going to get kind of a repeat of of the Rowan Atkinson. What I most like is I wrote out the speech.
Oh, wow.
So,
Phew.
Here we go.
All right.
Now, so the only, maybe we could use the time machine. I wish we could have Lloyd Bridges back.
Yeah. If ever there was a time, it's now.
So, we got to have Lloyd Bridges back.
Yeah. You plug in that flux capacitor and you get him back.
Perfect. So he'll be back. I just love that we also have Joe Biden as our current president. We gave so much play to how they're basically the same person. So I would love it if that former president could meet the current president within this story. Mm-hmm. That would be just amazing.
I think so.
But obviously, we're gonna be traveling the globe. There's gonna be lots of chases. We're gonna have to. I don't know if that last scene should take place on a boat like Taken, but you're gonna have that scene
with no one driving the boat.
Right. But here we go. And don't forget that Mr. Senior Musley.
Oh yes.
Played by The Rock, is also with him.
Great.
They get the ransomers on the phone at some point.
Mm.
If you're looking for ransom, I can offer you $500 in crypto. It may be worth money someday. Guy on the other line says, no. In that case, I have to tell you I have a particular set of skills. This is when he drops the phone.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock picks it up. He says, give it to me. No, stop it. You stop it. Hello? Are you there? Yes, I'm back. These skills make me a nightmare for people like me. I mean, like you. I drink tiger blood and I'm winning. You're losing, okay? Sure. If you give me Lady Liberty now, or Lady Liberty Jr. now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. I will not give you wedgies, nor Indian burns, nor wet willies. I will not pants you. I won't give you. Get on with it, please. Fine. If you don't give me Lady Liberty back, I will look for you. I will find you, and I will most likely kill you. Followed by a long pause and, ooh, I'm so scared. There you have it.
Well, speaking of Taken, you're clearly taken by the Hot Shots style of comedy. Because that is a perfect pastiche of what they do.
Right.
With all the
that's what I meant.
With all the right references.
Enough time has passed that you have another reference point that you can focus on.
Yeah.
And just bring those characters into this mold and start anew.
Sounds good. Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely right. I think Taken is ripe.
Yeah.
Ripe for that. It's right in the, what did we say, 3 to 7 years? It's longer than that. Well, the last one is probably in the 3 to 7 years.
Yeah.
Taken, oh God, we're going to have to do those at some point. Oh.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Someday.
Speaking of extraneous sequels, my God. Who was kidnapped this time?
Why? Oh, they're still mad?
They're still... Well, I'm going to kidnap her. How about that? Okay, great.
Très bien.
It's the weakest part of what is a very good pitch.
You're fucking... You're high. That is fantastic.
I'm high?
Yes. Hot Shots Très bien? Great. Would you have liked it more if I kept it Très bien?
No, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know where... That to me is completely disconnected to the movie that you pitched.
It's a Hot Shots movie. It's going to be very good, and it's the third one.
Okay.
Très bien.
No, I have no issues with the pitch itself.
I shouldn't have to be explaining this title to you this fucking much.
I understand the title. I don't understand why it's a good title.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. It's fine. Like, I get it. I did French at high school. I understand. Okay. Do you have any more? Or is that?
That's it.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's more than enough. You wrote out a page of dialogue. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, well, let's start with the shortest. I'm just going to take a drink of water. You can cut this out if you like.
Very good, then.
That wasn't a gong to introduce my... I always start my pitches with a gong. So, I'll start with Hot Shots. The title of my...
Let's hear your magnificent fucking title.
The name of my Hot Shots sequel is Hot Shots Topper. And I'll write it when they release Top Gun Maverick. I need to know what I'm parodying.
Fine.
So when they get around to releasing it, then I will write this pitch for you. As it stands,
that's it. That's all you have.
That's it. That's all. Yeah.
All right.
I thought Top Gun Maverick would have come out by now, but it hasn't.
Well, it certainly should have.
It certainly should have. So, I was an extra in that movie. Okay. So there's Hot Shots Topper. I'll revisit that when I know what I'm supposed to be parodying.
Revisit your title.
You don't like that?
It's no Très Bien.
You know what? I'll give it to you. We both have bad titles. That's as far as I'm willing to go. But I will not admit yours is good.
Fine.
And certainly not Très Bien. Plus, you're also asking for, not bien in the reviews if they don't like it.
How could they not like it?
Okay, second pitch. What do you want to hear next?
Well, don't we only have one left?
2.
So do you have a full pitch for
I have a full Weekend at Bernie's sequel pitch, the reboot, the separate.
Oh, okay.
So what do you want to hear now?
Ooh. Let's go Wayne's World.
Yeah, okay. Wayne's Third World. That's how you put 3 in a title. Okay, so present day. 2022. For those of you listening in the future.
I know what year it is. Asshole.
Yeah, but people, what if someone's listening in 2043?
Oh, man.
something's gone horribly wrong with culture if that's the case. But nonetheless.
I like where your head's at for the podcast, though. Some 40-year-old born today.
Well, that's it. Maybe that's my weekend.
20-year-old born today.
Maybe that's my weekend back. Bernie's pitch. It's a podcast hosted by two corpses. To contemporize it. Okay, so 2022. We start with, we're on YouTube, right? We're on the Wayne's World YouTube channel.
Okay.
Which is where Wayne's World is now. It's modern day Wayne and Garth doing the same old show, the same old shtick, but now they're doing it on YouTube. Except we're watching it as if you would watch it on YouTube, and about 1 minute into the video, we get an ad. And the ad is for the world-famous Cassandra going on her world solo tour.
Nice.
Go back. A little more of Wayne's World goes on. It's... Mike Myers is going to love this because he doesn't have to write new jokes. And we know how he hates doing that. So you can plug the same old references because that's the point. Wayne's World has not moved on. It's not joined the modern world. It's just Wayne's World as it was on YouTube.
All right.
And then, you get one of those pop-ups that you get on YouTube that tries to take you to another video while you're watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Click on that. It's a TED Talk from an Indian tech giant played by Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was some sort of love guru.
No, not played by Mike Myers.
Okay.
And he will ask about the possibility, and I will say, Mike, it's 2022. There's no brown face in this movie.
Right.
We have some solid Indian Pakistani actors out there who can do this. He's giving a TED Talk where he says, and he announces at the end of the TED Talk, I am gonna bring the internet to the third world. They're gonna make the world entirely connected to the internet in every part of the world. And whoever is watching this is more interested in that video, so they go to that one and watch that instead of Wayne's World. And then we turn the camera around and we see it's Wayne watching his own show in his mother's basement, and he's more interested in Cassandra, and he's more interested in this Indian tech giant. And in his head, he starts to put it together. Wayne's World, Third World, Internet, Cassandra. He puts it all together. And he thinks, that's what we'll do. We'll use Wayne's World to launch this global internet platform. So he gets in touch with...
Is this when he starts talking to the camera?
Right. Yeah, he'll tell all that to the camera, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why Wayne's World movies are amazing. Because you can do this and it doesn't even look clunky. So Wayne goes, he hits up Cassandra after many, many years of them not being together. I have a feeling that he's still doing Wayne's World and he's working at Stan Mikita's Donuts to get by, but he's still living in his parents' basement, or he's back living in his parents' basement.
I was going to say, aren't they still in the loft?
Right. Yeah, they're out of the loft because Wayne's World's not doing anything for them.
It's not that...
Yeah. It's an obsolete thing that he just keeps doing out of habit. like Mike Myers himself.
Yeah. Right.
We'll try and make it clear that this is.
It was really hard for me to not say the joke for you. I wanted you to have your moment.
No, thank you. No, but we'd have to make it clear in collaborating with Mike Myers. This is not an attack on you at all.
No, yeah.
So he hits up Cassandra. She says, oh, I meant to say Cassandra and this guy are in a relationship. This Indian tech giant. They're like a power couple. That's why he hits up Cassandra. And he says, Can you connect me to this guy? I want to bring Wayne's World to the third world.
Does Wayne know they're together?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why he's talking to Cassandra after so many years of them being broken up and, not being together. Cassandra calls Kumail Nanjiani in his office, where he's having a meeting where all his yes men are saying to him, no. They're all saying to him, this is impossible, you can't do this, what you just promised is not possible. And he said, well, what am I going to do? I just the entire world saw that I said this. And they say, you need a scapegoat. You need someone you can blame the failure of this platform on. And immediately then he gets the call from Cassandra. And instantly helicopters descend on Wayne's parents' house. And so the rest of the movie is essentially about he's developing this for the this global internet version of Wayne's World with him and Garth. And Kumail Nanjiani is trying to, producers hoodsucker proxy him into scapegoating him for the failure. But of course,
Wayne makes it a success.
Wayne makes it a success.
Yeah.
So it's within that kind of story vein, but you obviously, in some ways, you're reenacting the first movie.
That's great.
Them going from you're basically doing with the internet what the original movie did with them going from being a public access cable to a actual network show.
You created a pitch with an actual real narrative. Instead of an everything super batshit crazy narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Should I even bother doing the Weekend at Bernie's one then? Should I invoke showmanship and leave?
Why not?
Well, this is a much less developed pitch as well.
I was going to say,
that
it
was
can't be as developed as that was.
That was the peak of the pitches, for sure.
Yeah.
Certainly better.
You should have told me that beforehand, and I would have said, go with Weekend at Bernie's.
I didn't know it until I said it. I think you might like the title of this, though.
All right.
And I've got to try and remember this.
Weekend at Bernie's 3.
No. Weekend at Bernie's Très Bien. Okay, here we go. This is actually, it could go two ways. Let me see. Weekend of the Night of the Living Dead at Bernie's.
All right.
It could be either that or it could be Night of the Weekend of the Living Dead at Bernie's.
Well, I think I like that one better.
Okay, perfect. I'll take it. Although, why am I listening to you on titles after that debacle? So, the zombie apocalypse has happened. Right, as we all knew it would.
As caused by Bernie?
No.
Is he patient 0?
Not quite. So, I'm not quite sure when I'm not quite sure when this is happening. In my version of the Weekend at Bernie's canon, him rotting is not an issue. Let's just pretend it doesn't happen to dead people, okay? As far as we know, this is probably... Or at least
not to this dead person.
Time-wise, we're probably somewhere in between 1993 and now.
Okay.
Let's keep it open.
Yeah, very open.
Bernie is still dancing around St. Thomas with a spear in his head. He's just living it up, okay? The zombie apocalypse happens, and the American government are trying to find out how we stop this. That's when Richard and Larry, now sort of living the millionaire life on their, ever-moving prostitute boat, they're like, we could make a bundle, like going to the U.S. government and saying, we'll give you a zombie to examine, and they sort of want to get Bernie, who is not the kind of zombie that's eating people, but is a zombie. The secret to life after death is within him, because he's been dancing around St. Thomas for fucking 20 years, 50 years,
yeah,
with no decomposition. So the movie, so they're like, we'll take that, and we'll essentially save the world by giving them Bernie, and then we'll ask for like a king's ransom in because they burned through their money already. They burned through that million. So they need to now reestablish themselves to continue living their something I didn't say when we did the Weekend at Bernie's 2 episode.
They burned through that money somewhere between 1994 and 2022.
Exactly, which is plausible. It's only $1 million, which is nothing these days. And I didn't say during the Weekend at Bernie's 2 episode, but I had a thought during that movie that the Trump brothers saw this movie when they were young and thought, this is how we act in the world. I guarantee you. And so that's where we're going to pick them up, basically. They're living the lives that Don and Junior, Don Jr. and Junior Jr. No, wait, it's Don Jr. What's the other name? Eric. Yeah, Eric and Junior Jr.
I like Stephen Colbert's Eric. Dad, will you talk to me now? He pushes his upper lip way up.
There's a couple of good parody Erics. The SNL one is kind of good. And
yeah.
I'm Eric.
Yeah.
So that's essentially the movie. They have to go back to St. Thomas. They have to deliver, in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, they have to deliver the one zombie that could potentially solve the riddle of why there are zombies and how you fix them.
All right.
That's it.
Love it.
So it's just doubling down on that last act of Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Oh,
which
heavy,
went full
heavy
on zombie
double.
movie. So I'm gonna bring Night of the Living Dead into it.
You've quintuple it down.
Quintuple it down.
All right. Well, that's it, right? Ladies and gentlemen, you have a
What else could there be?
Shit to pick from.
Well, it's not either or for the. We're just choosing between yours and my pitches. The reboot thing is just for fun.
Right. But still.
Yeah.
We don't often have more than 2 pitches.
No.
You can thank Tom Stewart for that.
Well, we don't normally have written out dialogue in our pitches.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. And we got Mike Chance to thank for that.
I went the extra mile.
You did. I think we both did in our own weird ways. Went the extra mile. In order to not go the extra mile, in my case.
Yeah. All right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll put a poll in the field. You can pick. If you've got an idea for a 1993 single sequel, we want to hear it, and we will read it on air. So find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Send us an email to everythingsequel@gmail.com. For Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions, Michael Shantz here of the How Dare You Awards. Say goodbye, Tom.
Swim with the fishes, you zombie bastard. Telling you, Weekend at Bernie's 2. Shaun of the Dead before its time.
Yep. Really was.
Proto-zom rom-com.
That's great. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The next time you hear us, we'll have a brand new series for you. I'm looking forward to it. It will not be Spider-Man.
So you can take that off your bingo card.
It's no longer free.
If there's one thing we committed to early on in this podcast, we would do no paid Spider-Man.
So until next time. All right, so long, everyone.